Washington Post reports President Trump asked acting FBI Director Andrew McCabe whom he voted for in the 2016 election and berated him about donations that his wife had received in her run for office. That all happened in the Oval Office when he was the acting FBI Director. Overreach by the president? Well, let's bring in CNN national security commentator and former House Intelligence Chairman Mike Rogers. Been a while, Mike. Happy New Year. Good to see you, pal.
Happy New Year to you. I thought you guys just didn't love me anymore.
Oh, I love you. Don't kid yourself. It would be uncomfortable if I actually told the truth about that on television. So let me ask you, what is right, what is appropriate, and what is of concern in this conversation as reported between the President of the United States and the acting FBI Director, Andrew McCabe?
Yeah, I don't think that there was any ill intent. I think this was the president. It's not a federal crime. It was definitely inappropriate. The understanding that the FBI needs to operate as an independent agency and that, yes, members of the FBI have political opinions like every American. And if that's the whole sole standard, we're in a lot of trouble. It's the standard needs to be for those FBI agents not to act on their political biases in any investigation. And, you know, most agents, that's just ingrained with them. So having the president ask that question, knowing all of the surrounding, it was inappropriate at the very, very least.
Interesting to Mueller?
You know, probably, because if he's trying to show a pattern of behavior, if he's looking to do an obstruction of justice charge, which, by the way, I think is really hard to get to, but if that's what he's looking to do, he needs to show a pattern of behavior that would lead you to any jury to conclude, yeah, this person was clearly trying to obstruct justice in this case. Yeah, I think that's probably likely going to be a question. It sounds like, according to reporting, that McCabe may have already been interviewed about that very topic, about the nature of that conversation.
If nothing else, it's just another reminder of where the president's mind tends to be, on him and his interests. But, you know, you're talking about the FBI. We could trust them. To listen to many of your Republican brothers and sisters, including the president, it's the worst it's ever been, Mike. Worst reputation ever, totally toxic, top rungs of it, secret societies, all kinds of nefarious behavior. Can't trust him.
Boy, I worry about this a lot. And so what you're seeing is in the court of public opinion, impeaching the witness. So what happens in every courtroom across America every single day, a defense attorney or the prosecutor gets up and tries to impeach the character or the integrity of a witness in their crime to say, you know, to taint their testimony. And what you're seeing happen publicly now is that with the institution that is charged with protecting the United States. I worry about this a lot. I know the men and women of the FBI. I know the oaths that they take, and I know how serious they take it. And they take those, every single case that they do, they understand that they have the ability to take away someone's freedom. That is a huge responsibility, and in some cases can be a burden, but they accept it, and they are very professional in the execution of those duties to make sure America is kept safe. I worry this constant barrage on the institution of the FBI is bad. Can I just add one thing, Chris?
Go ahead, please, Mike.
The optics of what happened with the Bureau is bad. I admit, I mean, if you ask the average American, they go, well, I don't get that. I don't understand why was McCabe's wife taking money and he visited the governor. I don't like. Now, there was an internal investigation, to my understanding, that said he didn't violate any rules, but it just looked bad. And so the FBI does need to be concerned about the optics, not the politics, but the optics of what they're doing. So they have a little responsibility here, but this constant barrage about their character and integrity, I worry about that. They're doing cases all over the country, including counterterrorism cases in New York City and Chicago and Miami and all over the country, trying to catch spies like the Chinese spy that just penetrated the CIA here recently. That's important work, and we should not detract them from that.
Perception is reality. But, you know, as you said, you can impeach a witness, but there's a standard of proof, Mike. Yeah. You got Senator Ron Johnson saying there's a secret society because some informant told him. It just reeks of politics because you flip the R and the D under Johnson's name, and you flip him talking about a secret society with talking about Russian collusion, and you've got completely opposite points of view from Republicans and Democrats. You know, where Johnson would say, oh, one informant, Christopher Steele, this former UK guy that everybody says they trust, not me, not enough, there's nothing there. And now we're seeing it played the other side. It's why people don't trust the politicians. Also, very interesting point. The reason we know about these texts and the texts that are allegedly missing or lost or whatever between two agents who were involved at one time in the investigation is because, not of Republicans, of the Inspector General. They did their own in-house check. There was accountability, and Mueller moved on Strzok and took him off the probe. Doesn't that matter?
Well, I think it matters, and I think the very fact that there was an allegation somewhere in the Bureau, and I don't think it was anything about the taint of the investigation, candidly. It was about inappropriate behavior by two employees of the FBI, and that's what got him into trouble, and then I think they discovered all of this other material. And when Mueller found out about it, he took action right away to do it. I don't know what else you would ask him to do, candidly, in that case. He got the information. I mean, the agent had a great reputation for all the casework that he had done. Remember, these were private conversations about political beliefs. Guess what? FBI agents have private conversations about their political beliefs.
Right.
Their goal here is never, ever, ever bring it into the office, never bring it into an investigation. Mueller decided the optics of it were not good. We're moving along, and we're going to correct that. That's, to me, the standard. And so before we go out and start beating people, you have to understand that he saw a problem, he fixed the problem.
A lifelong Republican and a decorated veteran in Bob Mueller, who was picked by the acting head of the acting Attorney General, Rod Rosenstein, who was Trump's choice. All right, Mike, thank you very much. Good day.